Guys, just let me speak first, if you don't mind. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet all of you here and viewers out there. I am Sergey Simantyan, mastermind of Think Tank community, and with big pleasure, I would like to start today's show on the TV channel with Think Tank hosts. Here they are. Rico Pang, nice to meet you here from Malaysia. Alexei Mikheyev, my pleasure to have you today. Yes, Mru Patel, co-host, he's gonna spread very thoughtful information about what's going on site around the globe. And Anna Tutva, my pleasure to have you today. The ladies are first, and your turn, Anna, to spread the information what's going on inside. We see that all the markets are really bullish. They have technological improvements. Today, I will let you speak. My pleasure.
Yeah, hello everyone. Happy to see you today here, and will be a pleasure to discuss the hottest news of the last and this week.
Perfect. Go ahead. Yes, you can share the first news if you wish. If you don't, yes, Mru Patel is already working on that and have very interesting topic to share with us. I know about that very clear.
What happened to Anna's microphone? I don't know.
Do you hear me?
Yes, you were saying something before you got cut off.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Okay, I'll continue.
Continue,
Okay.
yeah, continue, and then I will add on after that. Don't worry.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's discuss the first most important news of today is the launch of Ethereum 2.0, designed to improve scalability and security. And we will see the Ethereum network move from the proof of work consensus algorithm to the proof of stake. And this essentially means those who receive Ethereum tokens as a reward for maintaining the network will be removed from the process in order to optimize the settlement of transactions. So how this will affect the Ethereum price, and what the prospects do you see?
Oh, you asking the question? I thought I was asking the questions. Okay. So
You
if you
can
want
ask,
my,
you're
yeah,
welcome.
no, not a problem. Okay. So I can give you a view of it. It's no big deal. This has been expected for 2 years. They've been late. In fact, there's lots of jibes about it, where people saying Vitalik's sleeping around and not releasing it and what have you. And has it changed or made an impact? I think it's already priced in. My personal view, whilst he was dragging his feet, or the company Ethereum was dragging their feet, the rest of the market has already been doing it. Us, for example, we've had staking rewards for about 11 months now and producing even higher returns than what Ethereum promises with the masternode and the pool and the staking rewards for holding it for locked and unlocked tokens. So will it make an impact? Yes, it will, because at the end of the day, Ethereum has a very big community of developers. It's easier to deploy, easier to implement, etc., etc. So will it have an impact? Of course. Has it made an impact on the price? As far as I know, when I checked 20 minutes ago, not a lot. In fact, it's down by a fraction already. It's below 600 just now. So if you think about it, it's already been priced in. Now, if I was a real investor in crypto, the way I would look at it is BTC has almost reached, if not even went over yesterday from its all-time high of the 20,000 mark, okay? Ethereum still is a long way away, more than 60 or so % away from its all-time high. Why is that the case? Even though the 2.0 is big news, okay? Why is that? Purely because I think there are so many different blockchains out there doing all sorts of mining to proof of stake, proof of even the governance side now is happening. And then if you take it to the next level with the NFT side, there's loads of other blockchains coming in and DeFi products coming in. Some use Ethereum and some don't. So bottom line, Ethereum has a long way to go before it hits its all-time high for those reasons.
Next. Yes, Muru, I wanted to speak, Rico, because all the Asian community calls Vitalik Buterin the God. And finally today, the God launches, yes, new platform, new consensus protocol. Just how it looks like in Asia. All of you celebrate. Just what's happening there?
Yeah.
Maybe in Malaysia.
No, I don't think Rico has that view. But carry on, Rico. Say it.
Rico, no, actually, all Asian people saying Vitalik Buterin the God.
I think Rico's view is, what's the big news?
Like today is nothing big news about Ethereum.
Exactly. There you go. I knew what you'd say.
Who cares about Ethereum today? Like 2.0. So what? Like better security?
Exactly.
Really? How?
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with security. Nothing. It has nothing to do with security at all. So I think it's just a hype around it. I think we saw the hype for Ethereum price 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
When it shot 100, 300 up plus, and I was like, oh wow, you guys are starting early hype. I mean, but today I don't see much difference on price reflection, but Bitcoin went up and a new all-time high. So I think it's not true, Sergey, that the Asians are like Rico, like doesn't happen in this
Rico, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for that. Yeah, I'm really sorry for that. But what I see, even in news,
he's not sorry. He's not sorry. He sees the Chinese guys doing all these proof of stake, and
I see.
and he's probably assumed all proof of stake equals to Ethereum. That's what his assumption is. Anyway, you were saying, Rico.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying that, but it's good hype for the whole space this month to start with Ethereum 2.0. No doubt what Guru says is true, what Anna says is also true, but I still don't see how the security has improved. All we need is just Ethereum protocol getting hacked or having a downtime or having a bottleneck some sort to show that, it's still not fixed yet, the problem, But I expect the speed to increase a little bit as we observe. I like to test it out as well and see how the protocol is working. But I would say give us some time to get it ready for our tests, our stress tests. We have been building a lot of things on Ethereum lately, especially the DEXs and the NFTs. But we are very mindful of its capacity, so we are very careful about that. So until they prove themselves, able to handle the stress test, we can pull on it. Then maybe you bring it to the next level.
Perfect.
Personally, Rico, do you think it's gonna hit anywhere next to what it claims that at some stage it will hit the Visa type of transaction throughput, lower gas fees, and all that? Can you see that happening this side of 2 years?
No.
Yeah, I'm in the same view as well. I don't see that happening. I really don't. So
I can see the price of Ethereum may push to 1,000. Maybe in 2021, but that's all I can see in Ethereum.
Yeah, which is what I was kind of like saying. Alex, Anna,
yes, Alex. Let me
Anna?
introduce him by myself.
One more comment from Alex.
Yes. I wanted to introduce him. Just let me do that. Alex Mikheyev is the person who writes this interesting book, guys.
There's a
blockchain. It's very thick and so much information up there. I think he clearly knows that all this stuff about blockchain works. Alex, it's very excited to see you here. Your turn.
Yes, guys. That's a very interesting topic about the new response of Ethereum to more fast and growing other networks and other technologies. I think that the step was anticipated and many years before it was foreseen, and so there's no something unusual that they have realized that. But it seems for me, I don't feel so much enthusiasm about the price of Ethereum because they face a much faster growing market of DeFi products. And those are the main competitors on that market. And we have the explosion of DeFi products this year, this pandemic and very difficult year. The DeFi market has grown 10 times, 1,000%. in terms of, well, if we speak in figures, at the beginning of the year, there were 250 tokens. Now there are more than 1,000 tokens on DeFi products. If the investment in DeFi market at the beginning of the year was $1 billion, now more than $10 billion have been invested. So 10 times growth in investment. So I think this step of Ethereum Foundation was right, but maybe not on time. They had to do that several years before that, if it was possible. And now they face much more serious competition from DeFi market and DeFi products. I made a webinar about DeFi products just 3 days ago. And if we can discuss next time about different DeFi opportunities, so I will be glad to join and maybe to share my some ideas about that market. I think it's not the topic of our today discussion, but a special meeting we can devote to that question.
Okay, so
you know,
DeFi...
Alexei, we have the viewers now. Alexei Vesnin say hello to you. He recognized your book. She already read your book. That's why it's very interesting. You have too much followers. It's my pleasure. Yeah, really. Really, yes.
Okay, so moving swiftly across away from books. I've also written a book, but let's talk about current subjects. So yes, just to close off on Alex's point on DeFi, we've had quite a few DeFi discussions on this, and NFT ones. In fact, 2 weeks ago, to pick it up, to bring it back to current stage, 2 weeks ago, I think we had Tone Vase and us debating about exactly this scenario when Bitcoin was going almost to 19,000, and we said, where will it go to next? We both predicted, and I think Rico also agreed, if I'm not mistaken, that it will get to its record, it will recorrect, which it did, by the way, the next day. And then we said it will also pick up again because people will do the profit taking because of Thanksgiving, So we kind of like really called it on this show. And we said it will then carry on moving up and touch between, I think our call ranged from 22 to 25,000. So Bitcoin could hit 22 to 25,000. I can still see it. I think we said before Easter, all of us kind of like agreed that it could hit 25,000 before Easter. And what I don't see is Ethereum going over the 1,1300 mark before Easter somehow. I can't see that. So 2.0, 3.0 doesn't matter. Ethereum's got a history, in my view, of not performing, and I say it as it is, of not performing to time, to budget, to specification as they claim. So people are in exactly that modus operandi, like Rico says, we just got to go there, test it, check it, stress test it. They will check it. They won't take their word for it, So unfortunately, that's where we are. Let me take it to the next stage on current status with other coins. In my view, some of the other coins are performing a lot better than Ethereum because now that you're inviting a lot of other investors into the community, they are saying peaks, lowest, who has got the highest amount of spread left for potential gains. There's a lot of stupid money coming into crypto, by the way. So that stupid money momentum brings the price up. It's like the dot-com era that I was in, where even shoe shiners and taxi drivers were buying dot-com companies, okay? I think that's going to happen now. Why? Because Bitcoin is grabbing the attention. People who don't know this business will say, 20,000, that's a lot of money for one share or one coin when I can buy this for 30 cents. So there's a lot of stupid money, in my view, that happens. However, in that, if someone did the Googling of what are the top blockchain or cryptocurrencies, they will see things like the Stellas, the Neos, the Cardanos, and all these other people who have good press, who have good technology, will take some lion's share of the investors' money. And what will happen is not everyone will just go into Bitcoin. Some of it will go there because investors also want to make money. So you'll get the hodlers and you'll get the traders, right? And that's what's happening now in the next 2 to 3 months, because November, December is a classic bull buy trade few months. So that's what you will see. So in my view, the Bitcoin price could go to 21,000 very easily within the next few weeks, very easily. But then it will pull back, and then it will climb again to 25 maybe by Easter. Can see that happening largely because a lot of governments have borrowed the eyeballs out of everyone. They can only print X amount of money. People are going to wake up and say, increase tax, increase this, deflation will start, and we will see that. So the good times are not here yet for the fiat world.
Perfect. Muru, if you don't mind, yes, I will let Anna Tutova has another kind of interesting news around the globe.
Sure.
Of course, concerned to crypto. Anna, will be great to hear you again.
Yeah, Ru, you mentioned about this some kind of speculation, but retail investors and pushing the price. But as we see, for now, more and more institutional investors in some way increasing the price of Bitcoin. And for example, just last week there was news that Guggenheim Funds Trust filed an amendment with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to allow its $5 billion micro opportunities fund gain exposure to Bitcoin by investing up to 10% of the fund's net asset value in the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust.
Anna, let me tell you, even institution people hedge their bets. They don't put everything in one.
Yeah, of course, they just like in this case, for example, just 10%.
They tell one thing, and I've been there, so I'm giving you something from the other side in. They will tell people to increase the price to sell, but they are buying the other things. We know this game. Look at what Jamie Dimon played this game 3 years ago. So don't believe everything that's written out. The institutions are coming in there, but don't think they're only buying Bitcoins.
Yeah, of course, it's understandable. By the way, they have now like big market makers. They can move the price easily.
That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, especially what we see today, such a volatile day. Like
last 2 weeks, last 2-3 weeks have been volatile like crazy for exactly that reason.
Very good month. Yeah.
Which is what I said. November, December is trading months, right?
Yeah.
And that's what the
month for the traders. If you know how to trade, best month.
Yep. You don't ask me silly questions on this, how much we made, but that's another question. So brilliant time to trade. If you're a trader, forget being a hodler. And one.
So what are your strategies now for the trading?
No. So what I do is I always have like a hodl basket and then a trading basket, and it has to be a mixed basket. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. And on the trading side, you can even go margin on some of the what I call, if you're a squirrel or a tiger or a lion type of investor, depends what kind you are, or a tortoise type of an investor, right? So depends on what type of an investor profile you have. You choose your risk profile based exposures into some of this. Let's not be fooled by it. Crypto is a medium to high risk play, okay? Having said that, coming back to the Chinese guys, I made a fortune on NEO. Who would have thought that?
Yeah. And Xpan as well.
No, but NEO about 6 times since June. Okay? You don't hear that in the crypto world easily, that's for sure. All right? So don't have a blind eye. So my advice, this is not investor advice, by the way, so disclaimer, is have a mixed bag. And depends on what age or risk profile or amount you can afford to lose, etc. Don't put everything in just a Bitcoin or an Ethereum or an XRP. Look at XRP. It's more than tripled in the last 2 weeks or so, right? 2-3 weeks, it's more than triple. Yes, I have a hodl bit of XRP and I have a trading bit. Same thing with Ethereums, same thing with Neos, same thing with Cardanos and Stellars and all this. So there'll be a trading bit and a hodl bit. And the other tip is, take profit, do trailing stop losses, things like that. But don't put the trailing stop losses to the traditional way of trading with 5 and 10%, because this thing sometimes it goes up and down 20%, and the next day it's up 20%. So be careful about that as well. Otherwise, you could lose out of coming back in again. Take profit when you can, by all means, but don't stay there for too long, because it's only a November-December month, really.
Guys, what I see, you just get interested in crypto because of prices. Actually, today is, I think that it's a very huge event for the humanities, technological shift to the one consensus to another. Whole DeFi market waits for that so long time. Why you treat all this stuff just if price don't go high? Well, it's not interesting. It's nothing special. If you want to try these good months, for example, November, December, you can make money, and then we can forget it. Why, guys? It's very interesting shift to the treating money to making something interesting. Things like DeFi, like CFi, all that Fi stuff. What's your mind? Don't be so unhappy, because all the crypto world, I see that at 3 p.m. Moscow time, Vitalik with at least 100 of people around the globe sit down, says, wow, now we're going to mine this Genesis block. Finally, it has mined. We have released that platform, and all markets high, everything is happening. I know, as well as China became so exciting. Our God is making a release second chapter.
The whole market is down today. The whole market is down. So I mean,
Really?
I don't think Ethereum's big enough to make an impact on the market.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No.
Rico,
But
yeah.
as usual, besides Bitcoin, everything else is shitcoin, including Ethereum. So today we see the game. But I think today is interesting that because after the Bitcoin hit a high, there was actually a bootstrap along the way. And so many people died in that trap, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
so I think
because the whales are playing just now.
exactly.
This is what it is. Whale territory.
The whole volatility is just, I don't know who is playing what, but it's so obvious.
It is.
Yeah, but
Perfect.
it's perfect time to celebrate as well for us in the crypto space. When this sort of things happened, whether it's in China, I don't know what is going on in China lately, because I was just talking to some of the mass finance high level people and asking is why isn't DeFi doing well in China? It's because of the culture of Chinese people. They like to go for big profits and things, and they don't see that in DeFi farming. The farming in DeFi is like, nah, it's just tiny little things. But they prefer to go into like Bitcoins and all the odds that is doing a lot of volatilities, and that excites them. So I think that's what is lacking in the DeFi space. The graph they are doing, the market making they are doing, the syndication of all these things is not there yet. They will need some time to get to that level where the seasoned players, altcoins, they know exactly what to do. The degen style we call it, and some of the people like it.
Yeah, Chinese, I agree with you. They're into that, dare I say, that binary gambling, derivatives. They love that because they can leverage 10, 20, 100 times if they can. They would bloody do it. And they will look at futures, which Rico knows. I had an exchange doing exactly that sort of stuff. But that is organized gambling in a way, if you think about it, because you cannot predict in the 1 minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 1 hour what's going to happen with the price. But that's the game they like to play. Fair enough. So they would only do it with the big coins. They won't do it with the low end altcoins. They would do it with the top 3. That's all.
I see. Alexei, maybe you're wondering to add something. Or not yet?
Alex is thinking of his next chapter.
Yeah.
Alex, are you writing a book on trading?
Yeah, he's doing the next chapter. That's what I just said. Or volume 2. Sorry, volume 2.
Yeah. I've read about Ethereum 2.0 a little bit before the conversation. and that's a long run, it seems, before the new token B Ethereum will be available in pair with Ethereum. So I need some more information to understand how it will work. And so it's not like they're only today event. Although Binance from tomorrow, by the way, will trade in new tokens Ethereum 2.0. Well, we'll see. I think the event, the idea to discuss that today is really brilliant, because today is the first day when the first stake was mined in Ethereum 2.0. So today is the birthday of that cryptocurrency, of the new cryptocurrency. So that's the right moment to discuss that. But really, what will happen with this crypto, we can judge only in 1 year, when the first anniversary will celebrate. By the way, my birthday is on the 3rd of January, the same day when Bitcoin was born. So I celebrate my birthday with the birthday of Bitcoin. And we'll see what will show to us Bitcoin this year on the 3rd of January, and what will show Ethereum 2.0 in 1 year on his birthday.
Alex, can I ask you a question here? What's your view on 2.0? You sound like it's some big news, big God. I mean, am I mistaken? You think it's really huge and all that?
No, vice versa. I haven't made up my mind yet about that. I told you that it was an anticipated event, and that's not much news for me. But what will happen with that and how it will...
Sorry, when you say it's not used for you, how does it have an impact in what you do? Do you trade cryptos, or how long you've been trading for?
I have investment in algorithm fund. So they have algorithm. They trade with my money, and they give me about 40% a year. So
that's very low. I need to convert you to me. Okay. 40% a year is nothing in the bots. Yeah. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. But it's okay for people maybe like you who don't understand the business or the market to just give it to a bot and say, okay, I don't know the technicalities of all these graphs and the business, the market, the technology. It's best for you to do that. And if it's safe doing 40%, we pay more than 35% on staking and 400% on masternode staking without doing anything. Same scenario. Really? And it's pegged with gold. So for you, I'm coming back to how does it affect you when you're just giving it to a bot to trade for you? How much do you know about this to say, oh, wow, Ethereum?
Well, I will discuss that with my traders who organize this algorithm, how they will use Ethereum 2.0, because currently they trade only in the pair of Bitcoin against Ethereum. So likely they will have to change to add this pair to the algorithm. And about the profitability of the trading, what is your profitability? Well, I mean 40% in Bitcoin, 40% in Bitcoin.
It's nothing. In a bot, it's nothing. In a bot, no, Rico, what do you say? Rico?
What is more than nothing in your terms?
No. For a good trading bot,
yes,
to give 40% per year is nothing.
Okay, what is a good figure for a good bot?
More than 200% a year. You are talking per year.
Oh, really?
Yes.
In Bitcoin?
Rico, no, anything. It's mainly Bitcoin and Ethereum. They trade in the pairs. Most of the bot, and depends what type of a bot it is as well, whether it's an arbitrage type of a bot or with various strategies type of bot, right?
Do you know those bots, and how many years can you track their records?
So they do the back testing for 2 years, if that's what you're asking.
2 years. 2 years, and that bond.
Anyway, this is not a bot. It's not a bot debate. We're talking about current things. So let's bring to current things. So in again, coming back to current things, what you've also said is Ethereum is no big deal. All right, which is what we are all saying. But if I'm not mistaken, your experience on that was mainly from trading on a bot.
Yes.
Okay, rather than knowing the business of blockchain and cryptos. So coming back to the business of cryptos and blockchain, Anna, maybe I could come back to you with
yes,
the
it will be great. Maybe another interesting topic. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'll come back to you. What's a hot topic, Anna, that you are seeing just now from various media publications that we can debate on?
Yes.
I've got a Libra one, but we will do that.
Yeah, you mentioned this in the beginning, so we can discuss this.
You want to do Libra? Okay, shall we?
Yeah, let's do Libra.
Okay, so let's do Libra. So actually we touched on Libra 2-3 weeks ago as well, but let's dissect it, because that's, in my view, is a bigger hot news in January than Ethereum 2.0. For those of you or us, I'm sure, who are really in this game for a long time, 4 years plus, right? So Libra, in my view, is, and let me bring it back. So how many of you watched a movie called The Great Hack? Show of hands. Rico, I would have expected you to have seen it.
I don't remember. I have seen it or not. Just share
it is okay. What it is about, if you remember the whole Cambridge Analytica issue that happened about selling your data, and how in America, not only the elections, but it also happens about people's private data is shared and sold by Facebook. Okay, if you remember that. So Facebook was really up against this on how it manipulated psychologically the people on what they saw, how they saw it, what time they saw it, and all these different ways of data and content through this Cambridge Analytica people. I spoke to the two people in that movie just last week. One of them is the lawyer who sued them, and one is a childhood friend of mine. Ravi Nayak, so you can look at it when you see the movie. And the second one is Brittany Kaiser, right? She was the whistleblower. And based on that, it is so evident, and speaking to Ravi again yesterday or day before about this, there are new laws coming out about privacy, governance of your data, sharing of the electronic form of your data, and things along these lines, based on what happened with Cambridge Analytica. So Libra, you can imagine, in now my view, a company with 2 billion users and growing now has not only what you see, how you see it, where you spend, what likes, comments, your views, your interests, groups, all of this. It will now also know, if you transact through them, what you own, what you spend, who you spend it with, where you spend it, who you send money to, all of this. Imagine them having that content. Okay, I won't give you my view of it. Let's now hear Rico. What's your view of it? Rico?
Rico, you're muted.
You're muted. Hey, bro, you're muted.
Looks like not, but something happens with internet.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you guys hear me now?
Now we can hear you.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
We can hear you now.
I think finally Libra is coming to some light and realize that it's time to do something, and they're launching it back apparently. But I would say that it's not the same as the Libra that we once thought it, because the hoo-ha is over. Compared to last,
it was about a year and a half actually when they made that announcement. I remember on stage mediating that.
Yeah. So I think with all this pressure in the USA, with PayPal and all the corporates moving in this space, in the crypto in a big ways, and if Facebook doesn't do anything around it, I think it's going to lose out very quickly. I think a lot of other companies are coming up with a lot of innovations that can actually make a lot of difference. So I think Facebook coming into this space with Libra and the new structure and the whole architecture around is token, but to us it's still another stable coin in a way, it will just be beneficiary to most of the American users in a way as a start. And we already got used to so many other stable coins in the market that we are using it and so used to it. And due to the fact of COVID-19, they just missed a huge growth opportunity over these few months. If they have launched 1.5 years ago, or maybe 1 year ago, then we have a higher adoption rate and things like that. So I think yes and no. To them in America, it could be a good timing. Things are still in not a very good shape at this moment. Why isn't Gordon here today to comment about things in America today? Is he joining us later?
I don't get your question.
Gordon.
Yes, Gordon is on another call. He will be back. Yes, very soon.
Okay. So,
but I can tell
Gordon
you,
will have a lot of things to say from the lawyer's
perspective. I want his view as well, actually.
Libra's structure now versus before, and if it gets live, how is it being like? I mean, Facebook.
Well, it is. It's 6th of January.
They're going live. To delete my Facebook at least 2 to 3 times this year. I saw so many hacks, so many fake accounts, and so many of my friends having problem this week again. I have like 3 of my close friends having like, and one of them is Veronica from the crypto space. She was being impersonated again. So there's so many problems in terms of privacies and security issues.
Absolutely.
They're still not solved yet. So what's the point of launching a Libra token or coin, but you can't solve the security issues with blockchain solutions?
Absolutely. And that was my point, So with this new, Data Services Act and the e-privacy directive and the digital government governance acts and all these kinds of things that is coming out now, end of this year, beginning of next year, Facebook, in my view, could be banned in Europe because of that Cambridge Analytica thing. They will say, you know what, you can't sell financial services into Europe because you have a history of fake accounts, you have a history of selling people's data, you have a history of intrusion-based advertising, you have a history of collecting people's data. Now, can you imagine if you're collecting their financial data? We don't know. They will be stopped, in my view. In EU, they won't get licenses for it very easily. It will take time. It'll take time.
What I see around the globe, so many wealth people, we're talking about wealth world, they are going to delete the accounts from Facebook. That's why maybe these people is going out. For example, the same stuff happening in United States, in New York City, in California, that is so many cases. Because of that or something else, I don't know. But to be frank, we have to provide some kind of services to the third countries. And they are now going to be engaged in all this Facebook stuff. They are very interesting. They're going to check someone. And I think it's the reason why it should be, because we see that private money starting from this year is already allowed to be issued for the humanity. Really, America allowed that, and you can have you can have bank license for issuing cryptocurrencies. Why not? It should be appears, because if we are do not doing or do not allowing doing this, we are facing another problem. CDBC around the globe and all these stars in crypto space could be or should be, or I don't know, so could be happen that it's be under another control. That's why I think the spreading various cryptocurrencies around the globe is the good stuff, to have opportunity, to have the chances to choose one which are much more attractive to you, or which you might much more represented or much more usable for each other. I think it's the good way to treat that. What's your point?
It's a very good point, Sergey. And also, Libra is controlled, even though there's a consortia, is also controlled by Facebook in a way, because the coin, the financing, the reach they have of 2 billion plus, and the thing you mentioned, is it's going to touch the countries, the developing countries, who unfortunately don't have the new crypto ways of doing
Yes.
remittance services and doing the things that you, I, and everyone on this panel are used to doing with stable coins. They don't have access to that. They have a mobile phone, they have a Facebook account. They tell their friend in England to say, hey, send me $50 and I will send it to you on your messenger. And that's what Facebook's trying to do. And you can imagine the commission on all those will be ginormous. It's trillions of dollars of transactions daily. So it is a worrying thing how they not only capitalize but treat the data side of it from the privacy angle and market to them thereafter, because the benefits are there for having this sort of system, because in some of these countries the fees are too high. And I was born in Kenya. The M-Pesa system is 10-15%. The Western Unions, the MoneyGrams, these are high fees remittance products, right? So Facebook will bring the fees down and try and capture the market.
Yes.
And that's the obvious thing.
You think it'll be cheaper to send, like, using Facebook's wallet, which is called Novi, to send US dollar through? Or would the fees be cheaper than us sending USDT from wallet to wallet?
Yeah, but
Yes.
the point I was making is the average person in those developing countries don't have a crypto wallet. They have a phone with Facebook. Forget teaching them to download a damn wallet. And that's the problem. The vulnerable people.
Yeah, another thing, they don't
It's the
need
vulnerable
any
people.
phrases.
Sorry?
They don't need any seed phrases for the wallet, etc.
Yeah,
They
I haven't got a clue.
know how to use it.
99% don't know what a crypto wallet is, so these are the people, yet they know what Facebook is. Oh, I got money on my Facebook Messenger and I can spend it with my Google Pay on this, and they tap and they go. That's the sad bit. They are going to be taken advantage of, in my view. So it's the vulnerable. For people like us, I think 90% of us will not even use that media. No matter how savvy you are, we won't even use that media. But we may be forced. But we may be forced to. We may be forced to if you're doing work in some of these countries where, even a simple example I'll give you, in Kenya or Pakistan. Last week I sent some money there for someone who's doing some development work for me, okay? You can't do bank wire transfers very easily. You certainly can't do wallet to wallet, and you certainly can't do a crypto to crypto. So they say do a Payoneer. So you have to bloody do a Payoneer and pay them 2-3% for a transaction fee, right? So what you talk about, Rico, is something we do in our sleep, but it's such countries, they block it because it's governments who are losing out. Let's be honest. At the end of the day, governments are losing out on taxes. They are losing out on all these other things. So they're putting these roadblocks in because then governments will fail, treasuries will fail, central banks will fail, and all the regulatory departments will fail. So they all lose their jobs, and they don't want that.
Most of the countries should just follow what China is doing.
Yeah, it's easy to say when you easy to say when you're communist, when you're democracy, everyone wants their £5 worth. Oh no, it's a democracy. You have to vote.
It will really change the whole centralized values.
I know.
And the Communist Party, China saw this coming.
I know.
So they don't want.
I know. And even India, if you think about it, India, they blocked it and they brought it back again because most of the development happens out that part of the world. So you can't be doing that. You will not do this because you'll have a commotion with fires out there, with people rebelling. So communism sometimes has its benefit, and this is one of them. And I think Anna or Sergey mentioned about stable coins as well. In my view, a stable coin is perfect, but how many people out there in the world, especially in the third world countries, have a wallet? And that's what Libra is capitalizing on.
Yes, it's the good point of.
And it can. And it makes its money on advertising through intrusion and without data privacy and all that. As you said, Rico, you know, even with fake IDs and fake profiles. So who gives a damn? And the worry is you could be sending money to wrong people. That's another worry. You know, people create fake accounts of Rico Pang and say, here, Rico, send me 1 BTC. It's not going to make a difference to you, wallet.
Okay, you know, guys, what I see, another person join us. Alexei, just introduce, yes. Who's there?
That's my wonderful wife.
Oh, I thought you were going to propose. I thought you were going to propose on online TV.
I can do. It's okay. It's my job.
Okay, you better tell us
Interesting.
besides
She
saying
was
that
interested in what we are talking
you
about.
call your wife. Alexei, do you want to introduce your wife's name so that we know who is your wife?
Okay, Elena's my wife. She has her marketing agency. It operates online and make people famous. So different stars, different politicians who want to get more Instagram subscribers. Yes, come to her and ask.
Are these real followers or fake ones? With what we were talking about earlier.
real followers, yes.
Because we were talking about this earlier. There are so many 30% or so fake accounts out there, right?
From India, yeah, mostly Indian, mostly Indian, yes.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
okay, great. Nice to meet you.
Anna, do we have another news till Gordon and till our after party begins?
Here's another question, Anna. Let's see your view as well, because you need to give a view as well. You can't be your journalist hat on, all right? You've been to enough shows, you know this business and the market. So, Anna, do you think Libra will have an effect on Bitcoin?
It will have an effect somehow as well. Like
you like that, Rico, right?
like 2 years ago, it hit the retail market, so more people knew out what Bitcoin is actually. And now, like when people can somehow test how all these things with Libra coin work, with backed by dollars, and how it is easy just to transfer the money via messenger. They can check out for more crypto and know out how to trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies. So it brings all the Facebook users closer to the crypto markets. So it will affect Bitcoin only in positive way.
Okay, Anna, don't put your journalistic hat on. Play your critical hat on. Play your critical hat. For example.
But like, yeah, I agree with you.
You know what I mean, right?
Stable coin, and like real crypto enthusiasts don't need it. And
okay.
Of course, we don't want us to be tracked by Facebook and by his our data to whom we sent those Libra coins.
There you go. We won't. I don't think anyone on this panel with their right minds would subscribe to a Libra coin anyway. But here's another view. With Bitcoin and Libra and what they are doing, do you think that Bitcoin price will go up because of Libra?
It can increase the number of retail markets. So in that sense, yes, it can bring the price of Bitcoin up.
Okay, because here's my other view, right? If you look at what's happening in the world, especially in Facebook's own backyard, in Silicon Valley, and with the new Democrats looking to take over, and the dollar, they are going to print money like it's out of fashion. They've already done about 6 trillion, and they're going to do a lot more if they do even 50% of their policies. So now, in my view, you will see a deflation of the US dollar. Why would someone want to transact in a deflated economy when they can hold their Bitcoin or Ethereum, XRP, whatever, where it's going up, and then transact what you need to transact from it? why keep your money in US dollar?
Like we are not in Venezuela when Bitcoin
Understand?
is a real need, so everyone is like adjusted to dollar like for already a lot of years. So Bitcoin market is really very small in comparison
Correct.
to
No, it's less than a 0.001% because the dollar market's $7 trillion transactions daily. If you don't need to know numbers, right? However, what I'm trying to say is because the dollar will be printed and all these things will happen non-stop next year, year after, my view is people will hold their money in crypto then. So they'll move their dollar holding to a crypto holding and only spend it in dollar when they have to. That's what the sensible people will do.
Like we see as well gold as hedge against inflation, but
Correct.
nobody really transacts in gold. I think it can be
Correct.
the same with Bitcoin. Everybody perceives it's like a financial instrument for speculation, for trading. Like big companies, yes, they need to preserve their assets and they can invest into Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. But for ordinary people, it's much more convenient just to use dollars. That's it.
That's the thing. So the consumer market in what I call the unbanked and underbanked world is Facebook's soft spot target market.
Muru,
As well, like for example, people in other countries, like for example, we in Ukraine, people usually save, put their savings in dollars because hryvnia has much bigger inflation rate. So like there are even jokes like, "Oh, I don't have any, but you have dollars, but I don't want to change them."
Exactly.
In
So
our
people will
world,
do the same now
like,
with Bitcoin and crypto. That's what I'm trying to say. Because the world is beginning to learn that their dollars are not worth that much in the long run. That's where I'm going. The smart money will say, why are we saving and keeping our money locked up in fiat like dollar when it should be locked up in crypto and then spend it when you have to when you do the conversions?
yes,
Because dollar has come down in value over the years in terms of what
guys,
it's worth.
let Alexei and his
Yes,
friend
Alex.
speak.
Yes. I will introduce my friend Carl. I want to add just one word, and after that, I'll introduce him. The more people come to their infrastructure, this environment of those who use cryptocurrency, the bigger price will be of all the currencies. And that's why as far as Libra becomes popular, more ordinary users will use that, will make transactions, and they overcome the problem of the first Bitcoin transactions. People were afraid to make the wallet, to make the first payment. Those who were on the other side didn't know how to accept this payment. And currently we see two phenomena that happen together. The explosion, the fast growth of DeFi market, and also Libra-like products. So these operations become more accessible for more and more people. And billions, I think, hundreds of millions, billions people will come and start using those products. And more users will be, the bigger price will be both for Ethereum, for Bitcoin, also for all other cryptocurrencies.
Okay, which is what I was saying. The price will increase. Why keep your money in fiat? Which is the point I was making. Yeah. Rico, would you like to add to something like that, Rico?
Yes, I'd like to add something to that.
Yeah.
You observe why are there more and more institutional and corporates in US putting a reserve from US dollar to hedge in Bitcoin? Because the Americans know the value of US dollar is going down.
Of
They
course.
can't even compensate inflation.
Which is what I said. Yeah.
Value of US dollar going up in the next 5 to 10 years, which is why they are looking for an alternative to
Hedge.
combat that hedge on. So
As well as reserves. As well as reserves.
That's right. So as you can see that they are trying to hold more Bitcoin, and the move by PayPal letting the users to buy Bitcoin, but the Bitcoin is actually not in the wallet. Okay, and they're just buying that value. Like today, they buy at 19,888, and they don't have the Bitcoin in the wallet. They cannot sell it to you and me. They have to sell it back to PayPal. So that is interesting. Where does PayPal actually use the money to buy a Bitcoin on their treasury?
They get the yield on it. They get the staking on it.
PayPal Bitcoin for you, but they're actually holding a Bitcoin on your behalf. So they are like becoming another centralized exchange.
A centralized bank and exchange together, I would say.
Yes.
Because they're making money on your Bitcoins.
Exactly. That's another question we'd like to know. Is PayPal doing that and the user doesn't even understand what is going on?
Correct.
Just giving up their money, putting there, I have a Bitcoin in my PayPal account.
They don't own shit.
Regarding PayPal, this current week's news that one user's account was restricted because he did it seems 5 trades with Bitcoin was of $10,000, and PayPal.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Trading. But now his account is restricted and he can't do trading anymore.
So which is why if Facebook go down this path of pegging towards US dollar, for them to survive, they need to do something like a DeFi.
You broke off, Rico. You got disconnected, bro.
In order to survive.
You are freezing.
Stopping function. Yeah.
Perfect.
I think my network is a bit bad.
Let new people talk. Alexei Mikheyev has his friend he has introduced to us. Do you have any question or some add to our conversation?
Depends what you do. Depends what you're doing. What do you do?
Not necessarily at the moment, because I don't know exactly what you guys have been discussing. So as the conversation goes on, I'll be able to give my input about.
What do you do? What do you do? Sorry, he's just bringing people in left, right, and center here.
I have my own. I'm currently here in Moscow, obviously, and I have my own factory, my own chocolate factory.
Oh, so do you know anything about crypto? What's your view on crypto?
I'm kind of a newbie on crypto, actually.
Okay.
I do know about it, and obviously.
So there's 2 newbies there. There you go.
But the thing is, as I wouldn't say I'm sort of naive about this type of thing. Obviously, I'm quite modern in terms of technology and so on. But I'm also kind of skeptical about some specific things as well.
Yeah, because 99% of the people in the world don't even know what it is, how it is, impact it has. They don't have a clue about how to even load a wallet and send and receive money through this media. Because I must admit, we in this space make it more difficult for people to understand it and bring them in easily. So we are to blame as a community. Myself, I'm the first one to say it. That's why my language, 90% of the times, I try and make it as simple as possible to relate to people, because we are victims of our own success. No, Rico, you smile. No, it's true, right? Because it's people like you need to be brought in so easily to think, you know what, it's just like owning a bank account. That's how it should be. So simple. But even if you knew it, it's even simpler than owning a bank account. It's that simple. But people need to be coached, mentored, educated through all sorts of channels. And you're a classic, sorry to say it, territory for a Facebook transaction, really.
When you were briefly, maybe I misunderstood this about in the future about cryptocurrency replacing the dollar.
You didn't say replace. It's not replace. You will find a lot of people in the future will hold their money in crypto and only spend it in dollar where someone insists that pay me in dollar. There will come a time, this side of 10 years, in my view, where people will say, you know what, just send me an Ether or Bitcoin or whatever it is, one of ours, OZTG, and that's it. You know, and there'll be so many merchants and all these people accepting crypto through various payment gateways. So you will not know whether you are spending it through a crypto, fiat, or whatever. The merchant says this is the price. It converts it on your wallet. You tap and you go, and you've paid it from your crypto, not knowing that, you know, how the exchange and all that works. It should be that simple. So it's already here, but it's not here for the average person to use today.
And how can that be changed then? How can the average person?
It's already being changed. The average person just now, in my view, does not have access to some of this because a lot of these startups don't have millions and millions to spend on marketing. That's why people like Libra and Facebook and PayPal are capitalizing on it because it's easier. Whilst the average startup, you know, we've had these solutions for the last, I'd say 2 years, right, Rico? We've had these solutions for the last 2 years. And, you know, we do it, but for those companies, our own, I'll tell you, we do all this, including smart cards and everything. But to go and market to the millions, it's not easy. It takes millions and millions and millions of dollars to market to everyone. To say, here's your wallet, just download it. You know, the next version of the wallet, for example, we will do a PSD2 version of the wallet where you can onboard your existing bank accounts. So now you only have one wallet for your bank accounts, your cryptos, and your own wallet transactions. Bank-to-bank interchange, transmit, remit, send, do whatever you want like that. So for us to market that sort of product around the world is not easy. It's not easy. And by the way, we're not the only ones. There's hundreds like that, right? So I'll be open to you for that part of the business, obviously. All right? But for the whole ecosystem, not. So Rico's laughing like he's dying to say something. Mr.
I was
Pang.
just saying that earlier today, I was having a session about family office and how to educate
your internet is so shit, Rico.
family offices. Okay, because I'm in Penang, so my internet is bad.
Batu Feringgi.
I'm plugged today. But yeah, to educate the first gen, second, third gen, how to set up their wallet, how to keep the priorities safe, is really a very big challenge. So I think there has to be a way around it that to make it much easier to use a wallet to start with, and then making sure that the DEX, there's a decentralized finance function in it that you can swap in different assets. You can accept any assets, you can swap anything. And then that would make it much more easier to use for everyone.
Yeah, and to make it as transparent and user-friendly as possible, where people just got to do this, you know, like how in China and some other parts of the world, you just do zap on the QR code and you buy your 1 pound of bananas or whatever it is, right? It should be that simple. And that's where the world is going, by the way. Unfortunately, not in America, because they are way behind in all this. Way, way, way behind. Yet they are the leaders in marketing. So people, as you say, like yourself, will not hear about it because the marketing machines haven't got to you. Because where these technologies are happening is not in America.
No, there are some technologies like a lot of crypto debit cards so that you can easily use your card or connect it to Apple Pay or Google Pay and just pay with your crypto from special crypto debit cards.
Yeah, but this is more than, Anna, sorry. This is more than just a debit card. It's an all-in-one wallet with an all-in-one card. And if you remember, let me bring it. If you remember, I showed you this 2 years ago, I think, maybe a year and a half ago for sure. Yeah. Remember this? 2 years ago, right? The all-in-one smart card. Okay.
Years ago, bro. They actually got it only 1 year ago.
Sorry, it was probably 1 year, 2 years ago. I can't remember. No, it's probably a year and a half ago in London. All right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is these things exist, but an all-in-one simple solution, you have to integrate with all the merchants or merchant payment gateways. and things like that. And that's the difficult part. So Muru Patel traveling from London to Bucharest to Dubai, Spain, wherever in the world, you should be able to use the same one across. And because Visa, Swift, MasterCard, American Express don't want to break their monopoly, they try and block you not adopting this technology. So to get a certification of doing that is bloody difficult as a certified card. So of course I can do it without any labels or saying it's Visa or whatever. But you can do it through people like Visa CyberSource, for example. But even they said, oh, we want millions of transactions. So you go through another provider and that jacks your price up. So they try and block you as much as possible to make this vision a reality very easily.
It will always be difficult. I think it will
No,
always be difficult, right?
no, not really, not really, not really.
They control that monopoly.
No, because not really, because now the Facebook thing, they've all kind of like collaborated together as one unit to do the payment with the Google Pay, Samsung Pay, and all these others, and Visas. They're all in there, okay? But my view, they're all in it to see what they can get it out of it, because they all know their time is dead. They all know their time is dead until they do something about it, because they see what's happening around the world, in Asia and in Europe, what people are deploying to do this, you know?
When you said before as well, it's the QR codes on the people's telephones and making payments and so on. Those really only exist in places like
Singapore. Sorry.
Those QR codes, you know how you can pay for things. You said about bananas and vegetables, whatever. You can use those QR codes right now only in places like China, India, perhaps in America, in Europe, in Africa. You can't use those.
No, in Africa there are places doing it. In America there are places doing it, but it's not easy. What I'm trying to say is there are all these people putting blockers in. To deploy technology in America is damn difficult. It may be a Western country, but it's not easy. There is so many authorities that will block you. In places like Africa, China, Asia, whatever, it's a lot easier because they see the value of it.
And until these big tech companies have a direct stake and direct control in cryptocurrency, it will always be like that, right? I mean, so difficult. All these hurdles and barriers. It will always be like that until these big tech companies have a direct interest and direct stake in cryptocurrency. It will always be like that, right? Surely. So until they start getting something out of it, I mean, something real. When will it make that change from being difficult to being suddenly so easy? Because once the big tech companies have that direct interest in it, it will move very quickly. Things will start to move very quickly.
Yeah, it's nice to see a user's perspective on it. So I've come from a .com world, so you can imagine in the 1990s, 1995, 96, when the whole Java and internet and all this started, we were telling all the big companies, if you don't have a website, you will die. If you don't do this, you will die. No one listened to you. 20 years on, it's happened. However, in the crypto side, now this is the money and the fuel. It is happening a lot faster. So if you think Bitcoin started 10 years ago, it's only in the last 2 years it's had full exposure. And now because of deflation, and thank God for all this, dare I say it, online business, it's taken off even more because people have realized to do online, you need to have online payment engines which are cost effective rather than doing bank wire transfers, which cost you a fortune, or doing Western Union, PayPals, and all these things which are a lot more expensive than doing it via crypto. So it will speed things up now and accelerate it at a much phenomenal rate, in my view. Personally, I think in the next 2-3 years, we will not recognize the world in how we transact. In the next 3 years, we will not recognize the world how we transact because it's happening a lot faster now. And COVID helped it, by the way. COVID helped it. because people took the time out to learn. I mean, the fact that you are on this trying to understand blockchain tells you that people are listening to see, hang on, what is happening in this space? People have time to look at alternative ways of doing this. They didn't know what Zoom was. To me, 25 years I've been doing online webinars and all that through Cisco routers and all sorts of ways. So it's no big deal, but if COVID didn't happen, people wouldn't be doing Zooms. And I've been doing it for 25 odd years, right? What's the big deal? So.
Are you saying thank you, COVID?
Sorry? No, I'm saying thank you, COVID,
I understand, of course,
for enabling the digitization and the digital transformation. Obviously, it's a horrible thing, and I've lost some very good, close childhood friends. So it's not pleasant on that side of things.
Does that also mean does that also mean more control in many ways?
Does it mean what?
More control.
Control for?
More control in the digitalization of things. More control, but
I hear that people really get scared that in this new digital world going to much more under control than in real life. Because in real life you can, turn out and go somewhere with invisible place, but here in digital you can't somehow become invisible. Am I right?
Yeah, so here's my view. So that's how this subject started, because now the EU and Libra, as we started this, and Cambridge Analytica being a classic case, and as I said, I spoke to the lawyer and the whistleblower, EU is putting laws in, and it will happen very quickly, where people's data will be protected. You will not be able to solicit people. You will not be able to do data mining or any form of data extrapolations or sharing or selling people's data. You won't be able to even do digital marketing to people unless you have some way of doing consent-based marketing. So if this consent-based marketing ruling happens, which is what happened with the Cambridge Analytica scenario, all of these marketing ways and data will be protected. Hence why I think the Libra angle will be slowed down, because nobody trusts Facebook. It's all about trust. People trust Bitcoin more than they do Facebook. And now we are talking about money. Would you trust something with Bitcoin, or would you trust something with Facebook? I know where our trust is. So it's, when it comes to money, it's about trust. That's all it is. It's all about trust. I would not trust Facebook with my money. That is for sure.
Our new friend here, if we were to give you $100 US, would you use the $100 US to buy gold? To buy?
You always bloody come to me on this.
You're gonna buy like Sapien, like gold coin.
Oh, thank you. So here's what I would do. I'd split the investment, as I said right in the beginning. Depends on what type of an investor profile you are, whether you are a rabbit, tortoise, tiger, lion, whatever, right? You would slice it to say, this is for a rainy day. I know 100% nothing's going to happen with this.
But Muru, it's only $100 US.
No, it's 100,000, I thought you said. I'm not.
$100 US.
I would say keep it to yourself. That's less than one dinner.
Interesting. Because in today's panel, everyone said, if you have $100 US, what would you buy to keep the value, store the value?
Yeah.
Everyone said Bitcoin.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's small money. It's small money. But if you're talking 100,000, I would not put everything in Bitcoin. Yeah, it's a different investment strategy. If I had 100,000, spread. If I have 100, take a punt on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, whatever it is that you think. But
what about 10 million? If you're 10 million, what would you do?
Exactly. I would spread that as well. Absolutely. I would not put all of it in Bitcoin. That is for 100% sure. Right?
Guys, now for us.
Oh, now it's after party time, is it? With George has arrived. In this case, I can load my shisha up now. Because George has arrived, so I can start my shisha now.
Oh, George.
Yes, it's George.
It's after party now.
In
George
Dubai,
is doing
and that is
after party.
why there are happening something real. We are here happening in virtual, but you're going to organize something real. George.
Yes, we are welcome to be here, guys.
Okay,
Nice to see you.
welcome to the after party, George. Now,
Yeah,
so now
I'll introduce you to somebody new that has not been here. So,
okay, so I can now put my
this is
shisha
quite a
on
big
because now
event. This
we are
guy
not,
is in. Where are you, Maru? Which
I'm
part
in
of
Bucharest. Yeah, I'm still in Bucharest. I haven't left
Bucharest?
yet.
Wait. Where is the? Do we have the Russian guy? Where is the Russian guy?
Here is
Alex.
Russian guy. Yeah, it's okay.
Sergey, where are you? Say something.
I'm in Moscow. Here we have also
Sergey, привет.
Anna
Oh.
Tutova.
Привет, как дела?
I'm in Moscow now. And he's in London.
More. Alexei, Mikhail, Alexei. Okay, hi, Alexei. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
They speak Russian here too. See, we have all the nationalities.
Yeah.
Number one. Nice to see you.
Okay,
So,
George, can we ask you a serious question, George?
Yeah, you can ask me a serious question. Yes.
Okay.
What's the serious question?
As we always do after parties with you, we start with one serious question.
Okay, let's start with the serious
So
question.
what's
Tell me.
your view on 2 or 3 things we debated. Your view on Ethereum 2.0. What do you think about that news?
I think is the longest serving beta product in the world.
Thank you, George. So that's you, me, and Rico on the same page at least. Okay. So right answer. You get 10 out of 10. That's fine.
It's like 18-month pregnancy.
Okay.
Can I say that?
Yeah, no, of course. I was worse than that. Okay, I was worse than that. Okay.
But I think it has good potential.
No, of course. Good potential.
Slowly.
No big deal. All right. Second big question was, if you had your real money, would you invest in Libra? Would you transact with Libra? Because that's the next big
Well,
deal.
those are two different questions.
I'm asking you both, so I'm giving you some airtime.
Okay, invest. There is nothing to invest in Libra because Libra is not an investment vehicle.
No. Would you buy Facebook stock? Sorry.
The stock will probably go up. Yes, definitely. But that's not Libra. Those are two different questions.
No, but because of Libra, people think the stock price of Facebook will go up.
It will go up, of course. That's a given.
But would you invest in it? Would you invest in it?
In Facebook right now, not really, but definitely with the introduction of Libra, two things are going to go up. One is the Facebook stock. The second one is Bitcoin price was going to go up. It's going to drive adoption. That's it. The same way PayPal introduced the capacity to buy Bitcoin, so the price is going to go up. The Bitcoin price. Libra is a stable coin, so it's not going to go up or down. It will stay the same. So it's not an investment vehicle; it's a payment tool.
Well done.
Now, would I pay things with Libra? Well, if it was convenient, I would do it. Would I go out of my way to go and buy Libra to buy stuff? Probably not.
Okay, so you are on the same page as us. Well
but if I was taking a taxi, let's say in Lagos, Nigeria, I did not have liras in my pocket, and the taxi say I take Libra. Okay, I would pay with Libra. I would install the wallet, put 5 Libras inside, and pay with it. That's it.
Which is what we were saying. Some parts of Africa or Asia where they don't have the opportunity of knowing even what a cryptocurrency is, let alone.
Correct.
And that's when you would use it. Okay, so
yes, I would use it to buy small services, small products. Yep. And guess what? Facebook is going to make a ton of money doing this because nobody has fixed this problem properly yet.
Which is what we said. The vulnerable people are at risk even more than the Western Unions and the M-Pesas and all these people now. Third question, another question now, George. So, do you think the dollar value with what's been happening in the market and all this printing of money, dare I say, is gonna deflate the value of the dollar? So people would rather keep their money in crypto and then only spend in dollar? Or do you think people will still keep a lot of their money in dollar accounts? Does it make sense what I'm saying?
Okay, well, let me maybe answer your question in a different way.
Yes.
I think my monopoly money today is probably worth more than the dollar because it has some historical value. It is probably a collectible item, especially if it was manufactured, I don't know, 1959 or something. And it will probably go up in value. Will the dollar go up in value? No, the dollar every day is worth half and half and half of half. And eventually it'll be worth nothing. And I think that somebody planned for this, not me, but I just observing it. I mean, you cannot have a photocopy machine running around and just printing stuff without any reason. I mean, other than some sophisticated term known as quantitative easing. But at the end of the day, it really means that the four of us that, let's say, we make, let's say, $1 a day, that dollar a day will be worth 50 cents and 25 cents. So the buying power is simply going to go down. Now, what does it mean for Bitcoin? It means Bitcoin is going to go up relative to the dollar, not necessarily relative to other cryptocurrencies.
Okay, so absolutely what we were saying as well. So you concur. That's good. That's good. Okay, now you can start your party, George. Who
Started a long time ago. This is not a party. This is a serious blockchain meeting where we network with valuable individuals, with chairmen. We have something like, we have 20 nationalities here. Well,
okay.
How many meetings do You're welcome. By the way, GITEX is next week.
I know I'm welcome, bro. You keep saying it.
Not only is GITEX, we have also the Future Blockchain Summit. I will be a speaker there, and I'm sure you guys can join us as well. I think Rico might be on his way soon, so we'll welcome him here as well.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay, so George, we've got Gordon just joined.
Yes, we have finally Gordon here.
At last, we have Gordon. Gordon, we are
Gordon, we are
in
California. Where's California?
Sorry, guys. I have a standing Tuesday call that I always have to do, but I always tell them, never mind, clients. I need to get on the call with this crew. So I'm here.
Gordon,
happy to see you.
We will see what your views. Yeah, Gordon, we ask you some questions that we've already had our verdict on. Let's see where your angle is.
Oh boy.
So first and foremost, Ethereum 2.0, do you think it has any impact, the wow factor, etc.? Because today was the actual Ethereum 2.0 launch.
I think it will. It's if I understand it correctly, I'm not claiming I'm Mr. Expert on Ethereum, but if I understand correctly, it's a multi-year rollout, and today is just beginning. I think the launch was good. I think that funny thing in the first block about Mr. F was here was clever, but it's going to take time. I'm just glad to see that they're finally making some progress. I think a lot of people are getting frustrated with Ethereum looking like it was not making progress. So it's nice to see. I don't have much more insight than that. I'm afraid.
We have. Let me ask you a legal one, okay? So,
okay.
Right up your street, Libra is the next big thing that's happening in your. So let's take your view. Let's take your view and see if it concurs with what we think. Yeah, there you go. So I think, judging by that, your view is similar to what we think it is as well. But
yeah, I think we already got tethered. Thanks.
Yeah, let's hear your word on what you make out of Libra's deployment, threat to banking, threat or opportunity for Bitcoin, along those lines.
Well, Facebook is a threat to me because I used to have another Facebook account that had some issue back in March. And they said you need to submit personal ID documents to get it back. I did that back in March, and I still haven't gotten it back. Meanwhile, I was using Facebook OAuth ID to authenticate to all my services, like Airbnb and everything else. And I haven't been able to re-access them. I had to create new accounts, which to me is the perfect object lesson of why Facebook sucks. And I'm never going to trust them with my money or my life. Okay,
Absolutely.
Heaven forbid some moron there pushes the wrong button, and also my wallet's not accessible, or I can't pay, What if I was paying for something serious with my Facebook ID? There's no one to call. There's no one to write. They're a bunch of jerks. So that's my legal opinion and analysis. Zuckerberg can go.
I'm glad you said that because I said worse than that as well. But carry on.
And a year and a half ago, I went to the Libra headquarters in Geneva. And by the way, there is no headquarters. It's PayPal. Okay, it's not only that; it's a co-working space. Okay, it's just missed. And I think now they're re-announcing it as like a US dollar stablecoin. We already got Tether. It's like, please, shut up. Okay,
No, and USDC. You have USDC as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, the market, all they're doing is adding another layer of functionality to their already existing service. Well, their existing service sucks. Okay, I just did another show where we had Brittany Kaiser on there from Cambridge Analytica. Thanks. We have enough problems with the United States with our democracy. Now, of course, I'm on Facebook and it serves me. I do a lot of social networking on there. I get clients from there. I maintain friends on there, but I don't have any illusions about it.
Okay. Let's get to the legal side. And you mentioned Brittany, and that's how I'd started this, because I spoke to Brittany a couple of weeks or so ago, and if you watch The Great Hack, Brittany, as well as the lawyer in there, Ravi Nayak, is a childhood neighbor of mine, and and I was talking to both of those people last week and the week before, but Ravi I spoke to again yesterday. So based on Facebook and what they are doing, and you being in the legal field, you will know in Europe, they've got the Digital Services Act coming out, the Digital Governance Act's coming about, the e-privacy directive through PECA coming about, all these things. Do you think this plays to what Facebook is doing based on that Cambridge Analytica case and things along those lines? What's your view on all of that?
That's an interesting compound question. The
legal people can handle this. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think it's two separate analyses. The Cambridge Analytica one just shows to me the casualness that Facebook treats its impact, and Zuckerberg's mindset, which I think is still with the company, of move fast and break things, which I'm generally okay with, except that that breaking thing you're breaking is society and everyone's privacy. And once this information gets out there, it's never reeled back in. And I've never seen Facebook be proactive and ahead of the curve when it comes to privacy and security. They're always being responsive because they have to be, because they got hauled in front of Congress, or because there's a threat of a monopoly charge against them. I think your question is a good one. I think that this raft of European legislation and regulation is, I guess there's three motivations. They want to lay the groundwork for their own central bank digital currencies, and they want to sort of build the framework around it. I think Libra was a wake-up call to the regulators in the US and in Europe that if they don't do something like this, then corporate coins are going to be a thing, and it's not necessarily going to be their corporates doing it. And I think generally, and it's also the AML D5 directive, the anti-money laundering directive, and the Financial Action Task Force rules that are finally getting real meat on them. So I think we're seeing a swirling nexus of these three things. But I remember that when Libra was initially announced, you could smell the disdain from Berlin and Paris and Brussels. I mean, it was, not the least of which because it was based in Switzerland. That's not even the EU, heaven forbid. So Libra, we had this neutered Trump. Well, the word Trump has changed its meaning in English language, but we have this small, midget version of Libra coming out. So what? It's like Facebook. I'm more interested in Amazon coming out with the coin at this point. Thoughts?
Yeah. Amazon, for obvious reasons, because they have a retail model, would make it even bigger for sure.
It makes more
Facebook,
sense.
Yeah, but Facebook has a much bigger reach, especially in what we discussed earlier in the show about the vulnerable countries where they don't know what the things like we do as second nature with wallets and transfer monies. They only have a Facebook account. Oh, send me some money on Messenger and it's done, and that's the danger with some of the things you touched and we touched on earlier, based on my discussions with Brittany and Ravi Nayak, is on the digital services and the e-privacy acts and sharing of data with consent or not. Facebook's got that whole ad campaign where it makes money and does that in the face type of ad marketing. And now they know what you spend your money on. It could get worse, in my view.
I know, and they claim they'll keep the data separate, which is a big joke. Let me
Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, trust them. Let me drill on something you pointed out, which is interesting. The Libra's pitch, I don't necessarily believe them, but their pitch was always bringing banking and financial services to the globally unbanked. What used to be called the global south, but now it's messy and basically you're seeing it all over the place. That was their pitch. And if you look at their marketing material, it's always, believe me, they didn't do their shots in Germany. Okay, it was always, they were trying to show nice lady in African market, baby on back, sniffing fruit to make sure it's fresh. Finally is liberated by Libra. It was such a little scammy kind of thing. But you kind of you have to give credit where credit's due. I mean, Africa in some ways, I'll just choose Africa to start. Leapfrogged the more developed world because they didn't have this infrastructure in early, and now they're all doing mobile banking on their phones. They may not have laptops, but they have phones, and they're sending money back and forth like crazy. I don't know if they actually need Libra so much. I mean, you have to get pretty down the stack to get to someone who doesn't have a mobile phone in Africa and doesn't have an app on there where they're sending money back and forth. And I don't think that's where, to be honest, Facebook is a capitalist entity. I don't think that's where. I think they're lying, basically.
No, you're right. You're right.
I think they're trying to infiltrate jurisdictions where they can fly in with 20 Learjets, pay someone off, and get something done. Because the Europeans and the Americans won't have it.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the systems that Africa has, the fees structure is pretty high, because if you look at the local transfer ways of doing things through the telcos or the M-Pesas of the world or the Western Union, PayPal's, MoneyGrams, and all these, is quite high, the fees. So Libra will undercut that, bring it down, and dare I say, capitalize on that vulnerable market. However, the likes of us, we do it at much cheaper rates, if not free. So unfortunately, that's what's happening.
I think that's a good point. Well, look at it this way. If Libra introduces competitive pressure that makes these other services that work well but are expensive more affordable, then good. God bless them. I don't have a problem with that. The banking wire transfers in the US used to be super expensive, and then PayPal and Venmo and everyone else showed up, and Bitcoin was kind of they're lurking in the background. Now I can send money from the US. I do it all the time. I send money to Switzerland overnight, and it's cheap from my bank account. It's not an issue anymore. I am sure that the Bank of America, I just gave away my bank, but oh well. I'm sure that my bank didn't do that and get better because they're nice guys.
One of your banks, that's all right.
Sorry, one of my many banks. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the save.
No problem,
appreciate that. I owe you. Competition makes the world go around, and banks are kind of funny animals because they make money, multiplying money that the government gave them in the first place. No one else gets to do that, so they're kind of arrogant about it. Yeah. So I like when there's a part of me that likes it when big tech starts causing problems for traditional finance, because it makes traditional finance get their act together. But that doesn't mean I have any kind of rose-colored glasses about big tech. I do not trust Facebook at all. I have a slightly better opinion about Amazon, and I don't know what I think about Google, but
even Amazon, in my view, will be more dangerous. But PayPal, I think Rico mentioned it. It's like another bank. If PayPal is now doing Bitcoins, you give them your Bitcoins. They are making money like a bank on your Bitcoins through all sorts of yield farming and other staking bases. So they're making money on your money. And by the way, they're going to charge you the PayPal type of fees doing transactions of Bitcoins or anything else through PayPal. So same scenario. PayPal, in my view, again, not a good way of doing wallet-to-wallet transfers.
No, it's definitely. I mean, it's not your key. Yeah. I mean, if I understand from our prior conversations correctly, if you can't transfer your Bitcoin out of your PayPal account to your own wallet, which I think I understand is the case, then it's almost like a synthetic Bitcoin in a way.
Okay. Exactly. You don't own it. It's like an ETF.
Yeah, it's a synthetic representation of an asset.
Yeah, it's an ETF. And eToro started that way to begin with. Now you actually own the coin.
Heaven forbid. But again, even if these services aren't ideal, the fact if there's a lot of them and they're competing, I trust the market in the aggregate more than I trust them individually, and I want a market where they're all slashing at each other and the consumers benefit. What makes me nervous or concerned is when you have semi-monopolies and they exploit their market position to gouge their central market and use that to expand outwards to subsidize their attacks on other markets. And so, and the problem is also when it comes to social media, I think it's a good argument that you have certain natural monopolies. Like, I can't really see more than one kind of Facebook thing. I can't see another video thing other than YouTube. I can't see another search other than Google. Now, I may have a limited imagination, but I don't want to have to search 20 search engines before I find something. I just want one. So unlike some other areas, it lends itself to natural monopolies, and natural monopolies lend themselves to abuse and unseemly profits, and they can kind of ring fence themselves away from competition. So, it's a complicated world. I wish I could join this conversation earlier. It's a good topic.
No, because that's what we were discussing. So now that we are in the happy hour, George's after party, George, you can unmute yourself. That's why, by the way, I'm sorry, I have a shisha during the after party. I was
kind of wondering what you were holding. It looks like a couple of things I can't name. It also looks like a rocket propelled grenade round.
It's got ice inside, basically. So it's
by the way, is George ever not at a bar? I'm just curious.
No, but this is the happy hour. He only joins during happy hour. George, where's Franco? I saw Franco earlier. You're muted, George. You're muted.
I'm actually.
George, you are muted.
I am working. You know that, right?
Yeah. Okay. So in your after party, I saw Franco come and say hello. Say hello to Franco.
Yeah, Franco. Where's Franco? Yeah, he disappeared already. No, he has to take care. So there's a whole bunch. Hey, how are you?
I've been here for a long time.
See, look. Say hello to Moscow. Where is this one?
Yes, all the
Golden is at
U.S. This is California. Oh, Anna, how are you? Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Another familiar face.
They're all familiar, George. We know that. We know everyone.
Give me 2 minutes. I'll be with you. So go say hello to the Italians over there. Just keep going straight.
So much Russian.
The Italians will take care of you.
He's had the Russians already.
Yeah.
No, we have 20, 25 nationalities every meeting. It's normal. This is Dubai.
Yeah, but that is Dubai. Dubai has more foreigners than locals.
Where are you from?
I'm from Poland, but I've been living in Holland for most of my life, so I'm also half Dutch.
Half Dutch.
Yes. So I'm two nationalities in one.
From Poland to Holland.
Okay, so good enough. Okay, you want more nationalities? We have here a Cypriot from Lebanon.
Point or a chocolate point, Gordon?
Lebanese, but also Cypriot. Kalimera, Kalispera.
Kalimera.
Ticanis. You guys speak Russian. This is in Singapore. That's Russia.
Привет, как дела?
Every language. And Maru is more British, I guess.
Yes.
Than anything else.
More international.
But he's in California. He's in Deep Space Nine. That's Gordon. Very famous guy. He's got a big program. There's another one.
Gordon, talking about cats, what's that? Chocolate point, seal point?
Please make yourself at home.
You're muted, by the way. Gordon, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Yes.
Oh, the chocolate point, seal point. I didn't see your cat properly.
Oh, the cat. I got one that I don't know what it is. I got another one
that's
Siamese.
Obviously. Yeah, but it's a chocolate point, seal point. What is it? I couldn't see.
My wife would know. It's her cat. I just take care of them.
It's a cat. I don't know whether it's chocolate point.
It's just a cat. They adopted me when I moved in.
There you go. You can ask her what breed it is next.
Yep.
Guys,
this one likes attention.
Yeah, it looks like a chocolate point.
Yep.
Yeah. Guys,
okay, Sergey, over to you. We've been here for 1 hour, 45 minutes.
We're celebrating Ethereum 2.0 today, by the way. You should know that since I had all these funny questions.
Not much of
what does the board say? Exactly. So that's what it's behind me. Celebrating. And of course, we have our friend Kuram Shroff.
Oh, Kuram's there. Say hi. Where is Kuram? Let's see him.
Kuram is in Toronto, but we are. He's announcing the fact that he invested $10 million in Ethereum 2.0.
Okay.
Wow.
So that's behind.
By the way, George, I think I'm in Dubai in January, so I want to be on this show with you from that bar.
We will host you here, guaranteed.
Gordon, let's plan it. I'm going to be there as well.
Okay. You know what? We'll do a series of shows from there.
Done. We're going to do some anyway. So yeah.
No. But yes.
Hands.
I appreciate you offering. Yes.
Let's join hands.
Okay, guys.
Always welcome. Hey, by the way, Franco just came.
Franco,
Hello.
how you doing, buddy?
Enrico, Sergey, Maru, and Anna, and Gordon. See?
You guys.
Yeah, Franco knows all of us.
See you.
I think we need to hand it back to Sergey because I think he's trying to get it worded in edgewise.
Sorry. We want to let you keep it
Sergey's
up
trying
in
to
time.
close now. Sergey's trying to close the channel. Happy hour is over, George.
Oh, for us only. For him, he's going.
Okay, Alexi, it's gone.
Yes, it's gone. Okay, guys, I want to say you that this event this is the last event that we're talking about news on this year, only this year. I want to, because so much interesting thing will happen very soon. All of you get invited on the New Year show on DTV channel. All of you completely. I will see you again with celebration of this new year. But on the next time, will be with us on discussion with this no bullshit news on the next year. I want to say too many thanks to this year because something very interesting happened this year. We are coming here online. We have all the chances to see each other every week. But in my point, I'm here every day and I'm spreading these interesting views and all this stuff for the community around the globe. Guys, so much thanks to you personally. I'm eager to be with you on next year for sure, but we will see each all of you on the celebration of this new year on DTV. My pleasure, and we have to finalize today. Maybe you have, I don't know, the last but not least words of wisdom to our audience. Your turn.
Don't sell your Bitcoin.
Okay, it's good.
I just sold some today.
have a hold.
Don't sell more of your Bitcoin.
I say have a hold and a trading pot for Bitcoin.
Perfect.
Time to buy Bitcoin and learn to trade.
Learn to trade, absolutely.
And that's for me, explore some good altcoins too.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
More upside. That's my lion trading strategies. You know, you have to have some lion trading strategies because this is the time to make money on them.
Yeah. And George?
Hey guys, I'm unmute myself. It's a pleasure to be here. It's been a very interesting week. We just are about to launch a tokenized gold coin that is going to come up in January. So we had a big launch event.
Stealing my ideas again, as usual. That's all right.
Okay, no problem.
You know, I think you're right about him.
Okay. No problem. It's okay. We can cooperate, Maru. Don't worry.
Hey, no problem. I'll
And
supply
I really
you.
mean it.
Yep. Supply you some gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to finish today.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have you. See you for sure.
Thank you very much today.
Bye, everyone.
Catch you later. Bye, everyone.